Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yul Alinda Sari from PBIB. In this video, I will explain about making decision about need analysis, collection information in need analysis, then using information in need analysis. Then there is the development stage, which is how to design the syllabus, how to develop teaching materials, and then how to review and validate teaching materials. Then the last is the review stage. This is how to decide the teaching materials to be presented, how to decide the use of formative or summative evaluation, and then how to know the reaction of students, find out the behavior of teachers, and then display the result of the evaluation. Okay, let us get started. The first material is preliminary phase. Making decision on need analysis in the decision-making process and before conducting a need analysis, there are several things that must be considered in order to produce the right decision, namely deciding how to engage in need analysis of niche, what kind of information should be collected, and what point of view should be presented. Who will involve the need analysis according to Brown, 1995? In determining who will be involved in the need analysis, there are four categories that can be involved. The first, the target group, namely the people who are involved in the information you want to collect. Secondly, the audience, the people who are asked to act on the basis of the analysis. The third, need analysis, the person responsible for conducting the need analysis for the search group, namely people who serve a source of information from the target group. Decide what type of information need in need analysis. After deciding who will be involved in the analysis, the next step is to determine what kind of information should be collected. In this regard, we need to consider four different philosophies. There are common in need analysis: discrepancy philosophy. Discrepancy philosophy is information that views the needs as the difference between the desired performance of students and what they actually do. Democratic philosophy. Democratic philosophy is a type of information that looks at the needs desired by the majority of the group involved. Analytic philosophy. Analytic philosophy is information that is deemed necessary. Zaza's research report on second language acquisition. Diagnostic philosophy. Diagnostic philosophy is a type of information that views needs as the most important language skill that students need to survive in the language they are learning. The instruments to do the need analysis, presenting types of information in the form of a questionnaire. Next, gathering information on need analysis. Gathering information refers to the process of collecting data related to the fact recognizes need in curriculum development. There are at least two important things to do. One, distribution the questionnaire to the participants of a needs analysis to processing the data from the questionnaire, and another instrument for data collection to be listed on a needs inventory. Next, using the information on need analysis. The word using refers to two activities. One, using need analysis data to identify needs inventory. Two, using the need inventory to formulate goals and objectives. In identify need inventory, two things to do. One, review the needs identification from question. Two, put in the overall needs identification into tables of needs inventory. The course goals aims to help students communicate effectively and confidently in English by developing the students' vocabulary, pronunciation, and basic grammar. To prepare students have a good basic foundation in like speaking, which enables them to communicate everyday situations and topics. The second phase is development phase. At the development stage, there are factors needs to be taken care of, namely the selection and organization of course content, development of course materials, and review and validation of course materials. Selection and organization of course content. When selection and organization course content, it is necessary to pay attention to two factors, which are the selection of program content and the planning of the subject structure. Selection of program content. In this selection, the selection of program issues is done by selecting the main topic and determining the order and how to identify KDMs according to Rickards 2001. Information gathered during the need analysis help plan course content as well as additional ideas from other sources such as literature available on the subject, the literature published on the subject review course. After knowing how to choose a core subject, the next step is determine the order of the subject. According to Rickards 2001, the order of content of a course can be determined according to the following criteria. From simple to complex, the content presented above is more simple than the following elements. Timeline content is arranged in the order of events occurring in the real world. Need content is ranked based on when students are most likely to need outside of the classroom. Pre-learning, a sequence of content that reflects what is required at any given time as the basis for the next step in the learning process. Next, part to part or part to whole. In some cases, the documentation at the start of a course may focus on the overall structure or organization of a topic before examining individual components. Let's make it up. In addition, this course focuses on paying attention to the previous section. Next period seconds results items to ensure learners have a chance to study them over and over again. Planning course structure. The first way the teacher learns the standards of competence and basic competencies contained in each subject, followed by determine the appropriate theme. The second way, the teacher sets in advance the binding themes of coherence. To determine the theme, the teacher can work with students so that it suits their interests and needs. Developing the teaching materials. At this stage, there are two things that need to be considered, namely how to write a lesson plan, determine the organizational structure of the teaching materials, how to write a lesson plan in language programs. Lesson plans function to identify learning objectives and mark routes. Propose 6 important elements that must be considered in preparing lesson plans, namely course, objective, materials and equipment, produce, evaluation, and extra classwork. Determine the organizational structure of the educational materials. The textbooks in this section have been developed based on needs analysis results previously comparing to curriculum and syllabus. The organizational structure of this book for this study is planned in units of blocks, and each block introduces a topic and consists of 3 classes. Class identified as class skill acquisition, using technology and lesson. Review and validating the teaching materials. Review and educational material is content using tools used to navigate the elements of the training materials, content language component activities, and additional materials. Content refers to a topic or topic covered in course materials. For the sake of the effectiveness of the materials content, several statements may be made about the content. Next, language component related to vocabulary, pronunciation, word class, meaning, and dictionaries, grammar, sentence correction, rules, and language function using language in a social content. Behavior can be defined as an action in the learning process taken to achieve a predetermined goal. The last phase is review phase. Teaching instructional materials. At this stage, there are several things that need to be considered, namely how to decide the instructional materials to be presented, to determine the procedure in teaching the instructional materials, how to select learning materials to present it, determine which learning elements to present, identify three topics and turn them into learning materials. Three topics selected for classroom test scenarios as example of implementation projects. Determination of training projects for textbooks. Sequence of textbooks, typically with 15 students participate. The implementation of course content lasts for 3 consecutive days. The purpose of the assessment is to test the impact of the material on improving the communication skill of the target students after passing the examination process. Next, evaluation learning outcomes. At this point, the other things to consider that is how to decide whether to use aggregate or aggregate evaluation. Summative assessment refers to examining what has been learned, like at the end of the course. It is based on cumulative learning experience, achievements, and students' understanding. Formative evaluation focus on determining which aspect of the design or working well and why. This is review takes place during the design and provides information to gradually improve the interface. Summative evaluation. According to Kirkpatrick, 1996, summative evaluation can be carried out in four main levels, namely Level 1, reaction. The first level of evaluation was conducted by assessing 15 students' reaction or attitudes after with the teaching materials. Level 2, learning. After identify the student's attitude toward the implementation of the teaching materials in the classroom, the second evaluation type is measure what the students have learned from the presented materials by comparing their performance before and after receiving the instruction. This level aims to measure what students have learned from the material presented by comparing their performance before and after received instruction. Level 3, behavior. In short, there are three possible steps to do in this level. 1. Providing instruments to review the learning outcomes of implementing the syllabus design. 2. Getting the English lecturer who have used the teaching materials to give their perception about the learning outcomes that their students achieve from using the teaching materials. 3. Analyzing the lecture perception from the instrument to find out their attitude about the advantages of teaching the materials in the classroom. Level 4, result. After going through the three levels of summative evaluation procedure as a review phase of the syllabus design, it is important to come to decide the teaching materials developed from the syllabus design have achieved the course aims to help the students communicate effectively and confidently in English by developing the students' vocabulary, pronunciation, and basic grammar, and to prepare the students have a good basic foundation, situation, and topic. This conclusion is developed by taking into account three aspects: the students' positive reaction to the teaching materials, the students' progress in their speaking skill, which is measured based on result of pre-test and post-test from fair to good level. The lecture positive perception on the teaching materials after using the materials in the classroom and witnessing the students' improvement in speaking when teaching them with the teaching materials. So, there are several things to consider in order to make the right decision when making a decision. And before performing a need assessment, that is determining who will be involved in the needs assessment, the type of information to collect, and the perspective to present. Evaluation learning outcomes. At this point, there are things to consider, that is how to decide whether to use aggregate or aggregate evaluation. Summative assessment refers to assessment in what has been learned, like the end of the course. It is based on cumulative learning experience, achievement tests, and students' understanding. Here are the steps create syllabus to create effective learning. Pay attention to the syllabus components, map basic competency and competency standards, selection determine learning materials that are in accordance with basic competencies, design learning activities, determine achieve and indicators to make it easier to design assessment, determine the type of assessment, allocate time of learning activities, determine the learning research to be used. Okay, the last, my recommendation for foreign language educators, especially English education teacher, is to be an educator who creates teaching materials to focus on improving all skills in language, namely speaking skill, listening skill, writing skill, and reading skill, in order to for students to be proficient in all these skills and become students must also really pay attention to all the knowledge provided by educators in school. And the last is thank you to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the help that has been given to me, and also thank you to Sir Kahar for the every useful knowledge given to us during the time, and also thanks to my parents who always support my every step. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.